Welcome to Fit to Be Real
and a little extra.
We have a very special guest today, and she's going to talk to us about confidence, and she radiates it, how she built it, how she continues to work on that skill of keeping it, creating it, and then putting it out there for everybody else. And I'm really excited about this.
Me too. I can't wait.
I'm Victoria.
Hey guys, I'm Carly.
So our guest today is a boss babe in every sense of the word. And she has worn many hats over the years. She was a long-term care nurse. She's a school teacher. She volunteers at her children's school. She's a boy mom and fitness instructor. She's Body by Jaclyn. And she teaches at CFIT, which we are so grateful for. And she's here to fill us in on how we can all soak up the confidence that she radiates every day. Welcome, Jaclyn McDevitt.
Woo!
Thank you for having me.
Why don't you tell everybody your name?
Hey guys, I'm Jaclyn.
Oh my God, that was good. That was really good.
Did I do it?
She even did like a little shimmy
little
shake.
shimmy?
She did a shoulder shake.
Yeah.
I bowled over laughing. I missed it. I missed it.
We are very excited to have Jaclyn on. She teaches for us at CFIT. We met you almost 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years in August.
Yep.
Tell them how, Carly.
I'm going to tell you. Guess what? I slid into her DMs.
And I responded.
Here's a really fun story. So I've never done this before. I didn't actually know it was a thing, like sliding into somebody's DMs.
How did you not know?
I've never slid into somebody's DMs before.
But did you know the
She's
phrase?
married.
Yeah, because she's married. I just was like, well, first of all, we go to the same pool. So we go to the same pool. I would see her every day. Would I talk to her? No.
She'd be like, that real fit girl's at the pool today.
I would text Victoria, see you from across the pool. I can tell you what bathing suit you were wearing. You were wearing a neon green.
Oh, that bathing suit. Everybody loves that one
Yeah.
for some reason.
Well, she was wearing a neon green bathing suit, and I'm texting Victoria going, she's here. The girl that I want to teach for us is here. I follow her on Instagram. She's really good. She teaches dance fitness. And Victoria's like, talk to her. I was like,
yeah.
no.
It's like, go up to her.
No, never. So guess what I found, Jaclyn? I found the DM.
She scrolled.
Are you
all
gonna
the way
read it?
I
back.
did. I'm going to read it. It says, hi, Jaclyn. I know we don't know each other personally, but we have a lot of mutual friends, and I feel like I do. Smiley face.
But like the colon and the parentheses. Smiley
Yeah,
face.
Not even an emoji?
No,
No.
I can't believe you responded to me. And then I was like, can you teach for us? And I said, if you're interested, we'd love to talk to you about a possible fitness teacher position. No pressure. I know you have your own thing going. Looks awesome. Let us know. Is that funny? And she responded.
Why?
Even with the no pressure.
I know. And she was just as nice in her response. But I was like, I can't possibly talk to her. You know why? Because she walks around the pool super confident. And I was not super confident. And I had a fear of rejection. So I was like, well, I'll DM her because I was not confident enough to walk up to somebody else and be like, hey, you teach fitness. You do what I do what you do. Let's talk.
Yeah. The rejection would have been a little bit easier if it was through DM
Yeah.
instead of in person, but
Right.
Yeah, but then what would have happened when you go to the pool and you're like, yo, neon bathing suit. I'm going to stay on this side of the pool.
If she had said, no, thanks.
well, look at us now.
And she did. She just, if you don't know Jaclyn, she exudes confidence. That's just who she is. But we're going to talk about that and how she got that, is that actually how you feel, or is that like a thing that you put on? Because people want to know.
Do they?
She's asking for a friend.
A friend. You can't see me, but air quotes.
Mhm.
But first, before we get to confidence, let's talk about, you were not always a fitness teacher.
No, I was not.
What were you and why?
Okay. Should I start from the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay. So I went to college at Westchester University for nursing.
Right.
Third year of nursing school, I failed one class.
What?
Yeah. Not even a class. I failed one test that was a large portion of my grade. and ended up failing that class. So I was like, I'm not meant to do this. I changed my major to health science, did another year, finished my senior year, 4 months pregnant.
Oh,
With my 12-year-old. Okay, so I graduated from Westchester, 4 months pregnant, not with a nursing degree like I had planned, with a health science degree. So then I got a job throughout the summer, had my oldest son in November, middle of November of 2010, January 3rd of 2011. So I had a 6-week-old. I decided to go back to nursing school.
oh my gosh.
So I had a 6-week-old, went back to nursing school. I went to Delaware County because it was a 3-semester program for me because I had already had so much background.
Which is a community college.
Yes, Delaware County Community College. And so then I graduated from Delaware County as a nurse. So I got there. It took a little while, but I got there.
And how old was your son at that point?
He was probably 18 months old.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed right now.
I know. Actually, I didn't know this.
Yeah, it was a lot. Sometimes I look back and I'm like, how did I do
You
that?
just survive.
But you just do it because you have to. And at that time, I felt like that's what I needed to do because you were out of high school. You're deciding what you want to be as an adult. And I didn't want to derail my plans too much. So anyway, I finished. I worked as a nurse for a while in long-term care and some hospice, had my second son. And then by the end of my nursing career is when I was pulling into the parking lot to go to work and my stomach would just drop. I didn't want to be there. Hated my job.
Yeah.
Probably could have found something else nursing wise that I wanted to do, but I also really wanted to be home with my kids at the time. And thankfully, my husband had a good job and we were able to do it. So I was like, why am I driving to a job that's making me physically ill, leaving my kids to go do that? So I eventually stopped working and was a stay-at-home mom for a very short period of time.
So in all of that, you got married and had another baby.
Yes. Got married, had another baby.
Wow.
And Mason, who's my younger son, was almost 3 when I stopped working.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
You worked through the hard years.
Mm-hmm.
Like the formative.
Yes.
Your exhausted years.
Yes.
Jaclyn.
Yeah.
Kudos.
I know. That I can't even imagine because I know how you just don't sleep.
No, and sometimes I think back to that time and I don't have a ton of memories about even working. I think because I tried to block them out because I was just going through the motions every day.
Do you think you didn't like the type of nursing that you were in?
No, I just think that I didn't like nursing in general.
Yeah, you thought you did maybe when you were younger.
It's hard. I have a strong stomach, blood, none of that bothered me. Not even, and this sounds terrible, but people dying didn't really bother me because you learn how to deal with it. But I just knew in the back of my mind it wasn't what I wanted to do
long term for the rest of
my
your life.
Yeah.
Did you know what you wanted to do? Or you just knew what you didn't want to do.
I knew what I didn't want to do.
Yeah.
And
sometimes
at
that's
the
all
time,
you need.
I was like, well, right now I can just be a mom. So that's what I did.
Just.
Right.
It's exhausting.
I mean, she is the volunteer queen at school. She's at her kid's school 24/7.
I was actually there this morning.
You were. So how long were you at home trying to figure out what it is your next step was?
This is kind of where I'll get into how I started in fitness because this is kind of where
Go for it.
that all came in. So I was a stay-at-home mom. Before I used to go to the gym. Didn't have time to do that. So I started working out at home with Beachbody workouts, which Insanity, P90X, I'm sure you have heard of something that they've done. So I was working out at home doing those programs, and Beachbody has a coaching aspect. So I was like, okay, chance to earn a little bit of income. I decided to sign up to be a coach, but I'm literally the suckiest salesperson in the world. So I was trying it. I was making money. It was fine for what it was.
That's where you have to get people.
Yes.
Like that's where people slide into each other's DMs.
Yes.
Right.
But I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I was more of kind of what influencers do now, would just post about what I was doing.
Right.
I wasn't cold messaging people. I wasn't cold calling
Right.
people. I was just sharing and then basically being like an accountability coach to people that were also doing Beachbody programs.
Gotcha.
Oh,
And like helping them stay on track.
cool.
But then in 2019, so Beachbody had their at-home workouts, but Beachbody also had a live component to it. So you could get trained in some of their workout formats to then go teach.
Oh,
Oh.
in person.
In- enter Insanity.
Oh, yes. I didn't
So
realize
I
that.
got certified to teach Insanity in 2019,
Which is
was
what?
the crappiest timing
I know, COVID.
because I got certified in October of 2019. And from there, the first time I ever taught that class, I was like, this is where I need to be. I want to be the one leading.
Mm-hmm.
So while I technically am still part of Beachbody because of that background, I shifted my entire fitness regime and moved into teaching
Mhm.
instead of just coaching.
Right.
So Insanity is like HIT,
Yes.
right? And you also teach dance fitness,
I teach dance fitness.
which where did that come into play?
So after I got certified in Insanity, that was October of 2019. Then, of course, March of 2020, everything went to crap.
yeah.
And my short stint of teaching in person went away. So I was like, now what do I do? So then I just started to get certified in other things and started teaching virtually April of 2020. And then I had heard about, I don't even know how I found out about this, but I heard about getting certified in Turn Up. And it might have been, it was a full year later. So February of 2021, I went through that training.
Process.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, you did all of this during COVID.
Yeah. Because I was basically trying to keep momentum in my business of just myself, but keep myself relevant as a fitness instructor at a time where it was super hard to do, especially because I had just started.
But
Yeah.
also
Wow.
super great for you
Yes.
because she taught virtually when everybody was teaching virtually.
Mhm.
So you may not have gotten the amount of people that you have now if it weren't for
Right.
COVID. So like it wasn't all bad for you, I feel.
Right. And I'm still
Yeah.
doing
And
it.
she's still doing it.
Still
yeah.
doing it
Yeah.
virtually because they like it.
Well, you made your basement like a whole
I
home
did.
gym, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks
Yeah.
pretty awesome if you go to her Instagram and check it out. The neon lights and a neon bathing suit. There's a theme. There's a theme.
A very bright person.
So to teach dance fitness too, though, you grew up dancing.
I did.
Right.
I have 25 plus years of
Yeah.
dance experience.
To be a good dance fitness instructor, I feel like you have to have a dance
I
background.
agree. I think it's hard. I almost bite my tongue when people are like, anybody can do it. You can.
No.
And I don't want to put anybody down. If that's what you want to do, great, but you're going to have to work really hard.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody can do it. But
No.
I think 25 years of dance experience sets you up pretty well for
Right.
that. So,
I 100% agree.
I think that we have noticed, as I've told you before, we have gone through a lot of teachers
mhm.
and we tend to gravitate towards the ones that have been dancers their
Right.
whole lives.
Right.
Because it's very hard to cue and count and
Mhm.
smile and motivate. And I'm
Right.
Talk.
yeah.
And talk. Yeah.
I don't motivate people and I've been doing it my whole life.
We
and
know.
remember what you're doing in the process. What
Yeah.
comes next?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all very hard, but you made it work for you during COVID.
hmm
It's still working. Body by Jaclyn is what she does. You can check it out.
Yeah.
And then you still do it every day today.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah, then you
I
slid
teach-
into her DMs.
She did.
And she's been a CFIT instructor ever since.
I
Yep.
can't tell you how nervous I was when you first came. And I was like, oh my God, she's so good. I don't know. What is she going to like us? Is she going to like our style? Because I
The
know
feelings
she
were
works-
mutual.
She was like going on a first date. I was like, what are you doing?
I was so nervous.
You don't show it,
You
though.
don't. You pull it off really well.
You do.
I was nervous, but literally after the first day, I was like, oh, these girls are awesome. I don't know why I was nervous. And it has felt like home
Yeah.
since then. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's like going into any new job, you're going to feel a little nervous.
Yeah.
Despite how confident you are.
Well, let's talk about that. How do you get the chill vibes? Have you always had that? Is that the person
No.
you've always been? No.
No. I don't think that a lot of people are going to like this answer.
Great.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that answer.
Like Carly said, you wouldn't know that I'm feeling nervous because I'm faking it. I've not anymore. In the beginning, I was definitely faking the confidence because I was new to all of this. But you don't want people, even though if you look at on paper, I'm new, but you don't want people to know it
Right.
by taking your class.
Right, of
So
course.
I would show up and in my head, I'm like, nobody knows if I mess up. Nobody knows if I was supposed to do that or not. Nobody except for you guys, because you also do what I do. Nobody knows how it's supposed to happen.
Exactly.
So I would just go in like, well, nobody knows. So I'm just going to do it. And after now 2.5 years of that, I'm not nervous.
You're not nervous anymore.
At all anymore. I also put myself in uncomfortable situations a lot
On purpose?
on purpose.
What?
Yeah. Like things that I, a couple years ago, would absolutely say no to. I do it. And a lot of times it's by myself. And it might be going to do fitness, something fitness related, which I am comfortable with, but going to do it by myself somewhere else with a group of people that I don't know at all.
Yeah.
So
That
I
is
totally get that.
Really good advice because
Yeah.
we're completely opposite. So I would do something new and make her come with me.
Right.
Victoria, come with me because I can't go by myself.
Right.
The first time.
Right.
But I would never put myself in an uncomfortable situation without making her just as uncomfortable.
Right. And a couple years ago, I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
But now I do it on purpose.
Yeah.
It's like it's a tool. It's
It
a
is.
skill that you build up
Right.
over time, and each new experience teaches you something
Mm-hmm.
different, and then it doesn't necessarily get easier because all the experiences
I was just
are
going to
new.
say, right. It never really gets easier. You just get used to
The
feeling that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow. That is such a good. Listen up, everyone. It's such a good thing to kind of just keep in the back of your mind, especially if you are feeling, Carly, that you are not a confident person, which is like kind of BS.
No.
To be honest with you.
Finish your sentence.
Because you're confident in a lot of ways. It's really in new things, like Jaclyn said,
Right.
that it's out of your comfort
Right.
zone.
Right.
When I'm confident, you can tell. When I'm not, you can tell.
I just, at this point, walk into a room and try and act like I own it. Like that's,
Yeah.
So when I am putting myself in those uncomfortable situations, I'm like, I'm just going to walk in like I am not uncomfortable at all. And I'm just going to go for it because nobody else really knows or cares
Yeah.
That's true.
how you feel or what you look like in that situation or what you're doing.
Yeah. Or they're in the same situation.
Right.
And they're feeling the same things, but
Mhm.
everyone's faking it.
I know.
Right.
know.
Everyone's faking it till we make it.
I know. I'm surprised you think people wouldn't like that answer. I love that answer because that's truly Jaclyn.
Yeah.
You know, like I think a lot of people that specifically take your class or want to know more about you would love to hear that, to be like, oh, she does have hard times and it's not as easy as she makes
Right.
it seem. Like maybe I could have that confidence too if I did X, Y, and Z.
Right.
The amount of progress between when you started and where you are now with the people that come to your class,
Exactly.
they're different people in
Right.
that class. It started very maybe tepid of like, what is happening? I don't know if I want to move my body like this. I feel uncomfortable.
Right.
I'm talking about myself. And half of them are now taking their shirts off.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, because you do.
Because they kept putting themselves in uncomfortable situations.
And then it gets more and more less uncomfortable. But then what's cool about you is that you get to that uncomfortable.
And I bring it a little bit more.
And then you just
Yep.
add a little bit more.
Yep.
That's how you build the confidence for yourself.
Right.
That's Carly. Are you taking notes?
Oh, nobody can see that.
Nobody can see that you just faked writing on your palm.
I faked it and I will make it.
I don't know about that.
I'm one of them though, because I know I've told you, we've brought you up in a couple podcasts about confidence and blah, blah, blah. When we talk about blah, blah, blah.
I love a blah blah blah.
Yeah. I enjoy your class so much because it is so not me. I'm a
Right.
dancer, but that's a
Right.
different style of dance
It is.
than what my body is used to. But I love doing it and feeling the way that I do when I do it.
Mhm.
And I don't look great doing it all the time. Victoria's taken a couple of
All the time you do.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
All the
all the time. You don't.
We sort of talked about this last night at class. Because we were parading around with our middle fingers up, and there were a lot of curse words, which I have the worst mouth in the world in real life, so I'm not the best person to talk to about this, but I'm also outside of that room, that 45-minute class. I'm not walking around like doing body rolls and like touching myself, and
Yeah.
I'm not a very sexy person.
God, that was my favorite last night. She goes, "Feel your body," and I was like, "Oh my God, I believe you."
Right?
Like there was nothing fake about it. It's totally
Right. There is nothing fake about it in that moment,
Yeah.
but I also think it's okay to then turn that off, go home, and be the other version of you.
Right.
But it's almost like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. What happens in turn up class stays in turn up class, and you can still go to church on Sunday and be fine.
Yeah. Right.
You know?
But that's
balance.
exactly. That's what we brought up. I said
Right.
people want to hear the two sides of you, and are going to be shocked that you don't walk around like you teach turn up.
Right.
You are a very
Right.
different person.
No, I work at my kid's school in a kindergarten class.
Yeah. She is a Hallmark Channel loving Sunday church going gal.
That's me.
Yeah, that is her.
Not on Wednesdays.
Not on right, because that's also me.
Right. And I think it's a good thing to make sure everybody knows you did not come out of the womb like the badass that you are right
No.
now. It took work. It
Mhm.
takes work. Everybody needs to work on that kind of progress and
Right.
confidence. And some people just aren't born with it, but
Right.
it doesn't mean that you can't have it. I mean, I feel like I've gotten more confidence since knowing you.
I would agree with that,
Yeah.
actually.
I-
You in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I definitely have because it's
Aw.
always been in there. Aw, Jaclyn. But when I'm uncomfortable, I feel like I've gained some confidence this year knowing you and being like, I think that what you're doing, but I don't do what you're doing.
Right.
But now I'm doing more and thinking a little bit less.
Mhm.
Guys, isn't it what you want? Me thinking less?
I'm just trying to follow everything you just said.
It was so profound.
Yeah, there was so much in there.
I mean, like, I think about doing some of the things that Jaclyn does, but I don't do them.
Right.
Now, after knowing
You're
her,
not good at action.
right.
I'm gonna get you a WWJD bracelet.
What would Jaclyn do?
Oh my gosh. That is amazing.
But now, let me finish my sentence. Now, after knowing her and seeing, like, she's doing it, why can't I do it? I don't have to think about it
Exactly.
anymore. I can do it too. I've been doing more things that make me feel maybe uncomfortable.
Good.
Do you understand now?
Yeah, we got it the first time. But thank you. We understood.
I also, and I know weight it does not make or break confidence at all. But I also, at one point during all of this, lost 22 pounds.
Right.
And I think it changed me
Right.
in a good way. Because if you can't look in the mirror and be like, I love who that person is, nothing else matters.
Right. And if
You will fake it.
Yeah.
Forever.
Right.
won't be
Forever.
no
You,
making
you
it.
won't make it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
and you made the changes in your lifestyle to
Right.
be happy with yourself.
Right.
And hey, listen, you can be happy at yourself at any size, and we
Right.
promote that all the time. But if you're not happy, then you have to make a change.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I felt like shit all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the time. My clothes didn't fit right. I just felt uncomfortable. I was having health issues. I swore I had a thyroid disorder. Went to the doctor and they're like, no, you're fine.
Oh my God, I tried to do that too. I was like,
Right.
I can't lose weight. I must have a thyroid
Right.
problem.
I was trying to find other reasons. And then finally I was like, get your crap together. This is on you. Make the changes. So I did. And it was not overnight. It was months and months and months.
Yeah.
But I looked in the mirror and felt I love that person because that person feels good inside and out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's more about the
Right.
feeling.
It was
really.
had nothing to do with the number on the scale.
Yeah.
I mean, look at all three of us. We're all very fit people the number on the scale is not going to be the same for any one of us.
Right. Everybody's different.
Right.
Yeah.
So we all are fit,
Right.
to be real.
We didn't even ask her to say that. She's just that good.
But you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't, the number really doesn't matter.
Yeah. So I'm going to say it, and Victoria's going to get so angry at me. She's a hustler,
Oh my God.
baby. You work for yourself.
I do.
You are a mom.
Mhm.
You work 24/7. You work at your children's school. You teach there. You teach for us. You are an all-around hustler.
Yes.
Baby.
And like president of home and school. At
I
their
know.
school also.
No, thank you. But good job.
Can
Carly
I
would
tell
never-
you how I feel about this?
Yes.
Don't do it. Don't be so busy.
Oh, yeah. She was. Go
where
ahead.
you are losing your mind. Every time I say yes to somebody else, I say no to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And
Louder for the people in the back.
That's right.
Say it again, Jaclyn.
I'm actually talking to myself at this point. I'm trying to give myself advice. Every time I say yes to somebody else, I say no to myself.
Yeah.
In a situation where I don't want to do whatever it is I'm saying yes to.
Right.
And I spent a lot of time the last couple months saying yes to a lot of things I didn't want to do. And I was feeling it so much. I would go home at night and just like sit there and feel like I couldn't get up. Like there was so much weight on
Right.
me. And the thing is, I had full control over that. So my advice is it's good to hustle till you get to where you want to be. And then you decide what it is you want to do. You've already made it. Okay. You got to where you want it to be. Then it's on you. Like you pick and choose the things that you want to do. If you don't want to do something, don't do it.
Yeah.
Are you listening?
I know.
I know.
I think in general, like even the three of us, we're doers because we know that it will get done if we, do it.
Yeah.
That's control.
It is. It's a control thing.
But think about how much happier you or I or you
Mhm.
would be if we said no to a couple things
Right.
that could be done by somebody else.
They could be done by somebody else.
Yeah.
I started saying no this year. And the only time it's been really hard is because when people expect you to say yes because you've always been the
You've
yes
always
man,
been that way. Yep.
that friction and that pushback of being the no in that moment,
Right.
it really is the biggest challenge to stick to that no
Right.
and not go back to being like, okay, I'm going to people please my way to
Mhm.
just whatever, I'll deal with it later. And then the later comes and you're sitting there on the couch and you can't get up
Right.
and you're exhausted and you don't want to deal with the kids because you're just too tired or
Yep.
the dog or the husband or the whatever your life, that is the biggest part of it, is that you've set yourself up for so many years
Mhm.
being one way. And the challenge is to decide to go to that uncomfortable place. I mean,
right.
it all is tied.
uncomfortable in its own way.
Sure. And then your life just kind of changes into this new direction.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It's really hard to do.
In the last few months, I've asked other people to do things for me. And the answer was no. And I'm like, why? These are the same people that
I
I
say yes to.
say yes to, and they have no problem saying no to me.
Ooh.
So it was like, done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100 reciprocity.
Yes.
That's it.
And not even just those specific people, but that was really like, okay, people have no problem saying no to me. I can be that way too.
Yes. Yes. To preserve your mental health,
Yeah.
your physical health.
Yes.
I mean, it's exhausting
Mhm.
to be a hustler, baby.
A hustler, baby.
right. You have to find the balance.
Yeah.
It's okay. I mean, working hard, there's nothing wrong with working hard.
No.
Burning yourself out, which I know you guys already talked
Yeah.
about this, is a whole nother story. And
Right.
that's where I was headed.
Yeah.
And that burnout dims your confidence
Mhm.
and it dims your ability to be able to test yourself and go into those
Right.
new, exciting but uncomfortable situations.
Right.
It's so connected. It's like not even funny.
Right. Like the things that you found thrill in before are just like, okay, let me go do this again.
Yeah. And then maybe you're too tired to take care of your body. And then you get
Mhm.
to that place where you're like, oh my gosh, I wish I was healthier.
Right.
I wish no. And then now, where are you? What dark cloud are you sitting under for
Mhm.
how long? So obviously that's the extreme. That's the extreme of like everything trickling to the bad place. But there's
And
no going about it.
also, you don't have to explain why you're saying no to somebody.
Mm,
Just so you know.
That's a hard one for me. But
That-
yeah,
right.
it's so true.
Because even though I have been saying no more often, I then follow it up with, no, I can't. I'm sorry. I have X,
Yeah.
Y, and Z. And I'm like, what? It's none of their business,
Mhm.
first of all. And no, period, is a complete sentence.
Period.
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 You ruin everything. But also, that is like no is a full
Right.
sentence.
Right.
Okay. So I think confidence is the biggest thread of everything. And it's also probably the hardest thing for the average person or somebody, wherever you are in your life to really feel and thrive in. And you've talked about it a lot and you gave some really good insiders, but just like recap the biggest tip to just start your path to confidence.
The biggest tip is get comfortable being uncomfortable. And don't ever feel less than anybody else in the room that you're in, because you're not.
Everyone's in the same boat.
Yep.
That's huge. Those are huge.
Just be nice to yourself. Jeez.
I
right?
know.
You know?
On that note, I'm going to be nice to Jaclyn right now.
Are you?
Are you? We're going to play a little game we like to call Getting to Know You. DM me back, McDevitt. I'm going to ask you what your favorites are, and you're going to tell me. And that's the game. But it's rapid fire. You know how fast we are around here.
Okay.
Rapid fire. Favorite color.
Pink.
Favorite movie.
Ugh. I
Oh,
don't have a favorite movie.
you don't have one favorite movie?
I don't.
She's so angry.
I don't. She's so Delco right now. I love
Okay,
it.
what's your favorite vacation?
My shore house.
I knew you were going to say that. Your favorite TV show.
Ever Parenthood.
Oh, style of dance.
Modern.
Ooh, coffee order.
Brown sugar shaken espresso with oat milk.
There you go. Favorite meal.
Spaghetti and meatballs. Homemade spaghetti and meatballs.
Side note, she makes her own spaghetti. State to visit.
Besides Jersey, Florida, because my little niece is there. And my sister.
I like that. Leggings brand.
Lululemon.
Yeah. Alcoholic drink.
A skinny spicy margarita.
Oh, specifics.
Yeah.
Workout. Like for you to do. If you were to go work out, what's your favorite workout?
I think a circuit.
Favorite song to belt in the car.
Okay, this is where my Sunday morning Jesus loving self comes in. Oceans by Hillsong United.
Oh my gosh.
And if you haven't heard of it, listen to it.
If you don't know, now
Now
you
you
know.
Restaurant.
I love this place called Yanni's in Ocean City.
Favorite season.
Summer.
Favorite holiday.
Christmas.
Favorite Seafit sister.
Oh my God, Victoria.
You're such
Yes!
an expletive right now. I'm putting my fingers up. And that's what you are.
I thought you were going to say Justin.
Oh, damn it. I should have said Billy.
Guess what, Jaclyn?
I won the game.
You won!
So thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Yay!
That was
You
fun.
can find Jaclyn every Wednesday night at CFIT, and then also on her own, we'll tag all of your, handles and how to find you to do Body by Jaclyn online anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Anywhere. And trust me, you're going to want to. Our real tip today has already been given to you by Jaclyn. Go out, do something uncomfortable, do something outside of your comfort zone, and then really take note of how you feel in that moment, because that is what you're going to work on. That is what you're going to feel a little bit more of every time you do it, and it builds and it gets better and it gets easier. So you have to continue that cycle. Confidence is a cycle. It trickles into everything else. So make that decision, book that class appointment, whatever it is that is uncomfortable for you and safe and everything, and then go do it.
Your real extra tip of the week has also been said by Jaclyn. She gave us a lot of really awesome stuff today. And it is no is a full sentence. So use that Go with it. Say no if you do not want to do something. Add a period at the end.
No.
Period.
No. Look, I'm doing it.
And have that be that. Be happy with saying no. If you do not want to do it, do not do it. The power of no is a full sentence.
So technically, that real tip I gave you, you don't have to do that.
Period.
No. We're setting you up right here.
For
okay.
success. Thanks, Jaclyn.
Well, if nothing else, we hope that this episode, specifically today with Jaclyn, has taught you that you are always fit to be real.
And always allowed to be a little extra.
Okay, bye.
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 For legal reasons, we have to tell you that this podcast is meant for entertainment and educational purposes only. We are not healthcare professionals. For all of your health, wellness, fitness, and self-care needs, please refer to the medical professional in your life, your primary care physician, your therapist, a certified coach, whoever it may be. And then let us know what they say, because I guarantee we need to know it too. Okay? Okay, bye.